Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor. I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Now today I've just got back, and I've sat down to do some videos and taking a look at YouTube and in the video in the back office stuff in the video manager. I found that as much as I knew that there were some changes coming into the way that videos were monetized and whatever else, and how their algorithm was working on YouTube and stuff like that. I've come and sat down, and videos that have been monetized since I first uploaded them with no issue whatsoever have now been flagged up, and I've had to put them under review. And this is a weird and interesting thing for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's again, I feel YouTube kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but I'll get to that in a minute. More to the point though, it's whatever their algorithm is doing is again still not really treating everything evenly and equally, and it's really strange. So it's like if I go through just a list of the first few videos that have been kind of flagged up here, like the first ones that pop out are the videos that I've done for State of Decay, where the three of the four videos have been flagged up as not suitable for all advertisers, and so their ads have been either limited or removed entirely. And it's a strange thing because again, it's not the only kind of 18 certificate game that I'm playing. In fact, Conan Exiles that has been very well monetized, and through there's been no arguments with the monetization of those videos, and as a result they've rolled on and done more and whatever else. They're some of the highest viewed videos on my channel, and yet apparently zombies for some reason worse than literally hacking someone's torso off their body. It's strange, but then taking a look at it, that I'm like, okay, well maybe that's because it can be quite a graphic game. You are literally smashing zombies' heads off. Maybe that's what's going on. But then, kind of scrolling through the next one, my video on the orgasm objective, which was very much a kind of commentary on and kind of advice around perceptions of both sexual health and relationships and how sex kind of plays into them, which I didn't feel was particularly offensive in any way. Like, it's discussing kind of sex and relationships, sure, but sex education is in the tags and everything like that, so it's not like I'm just being graphic for the sake of being graphic. Moving on, the video game girls harming kids video, where the question was raised around an article, and we examined the article and we went through it and we took a look at the characters and we made the case there, and that's it's not a particularly kind of troubling topic because it's very black and white. It's not something that really stood out. I wasn't particularly I didn't bring up points about how the person writing the article had just plainly how they were wrong and how I was just lambasting them and attacking them. No, it was I don't think I even mentioned their name. All I did was look at the article, break it down, and then compare it to the actual facts around the characters and the games that are involved in the article. But then moving on, we've got some of the other videos that I've done around sex. So, for example, does sex make you happier? Apparently, my thoughts on feminism was a video that has been brought into question. And again, coming down to it, the real patriotism video that I did addressing the kind of reaction around the terror attacks that happened in the UK earlier this year, that one completely fine, even though in that video I show images, I show images of the people who did a good job, who helped those people out in Manchester and in London and wherever else. And that one, even though there were images and there was more in-depth kind of addressing of the actual situation, then though I get to my reactions to terror video where I'm actually saying don't attack each other. It makes no sense. If you attack each other, then the people actually attacking us win. And yet apparently that has not only been flagged up, it's also been confirmed by manual review, which seems strange considering that none of these other videos have. But then this is where the next problem pops up with this system that they are using at the moment. So I come in and I go, right, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to take a look at, and blah. And then they decide that the algorithm decides that actually that's not a thing that they want to show people, and as a result, or the ads can't be on it. And as a result, not only is it necessarily being having its ads removed and things like that, but also, as we have seen coming out earlier this week, we've seen that it's certain news channels that are showing kind of war-torn areas of the world are being pretty much entirely removed from YouTube purely because the content has been flagged and no human has been involved in doing that. So the thing is, so with these videos I was like, okay, well, some of them I can maybe see where the algorithm has got confused. Yeah, conversations about sex, conversations about war and about the news and about kind of racism and political ideologies and things like that. I can completely understand why the just with the information that it has, the algorithm might go, oh, this seems dodgy because it hits these various keywords and things. But here's the problem. I then get to these games. For example, my second For Honor video that I did of that series that never really kind of went anywhere, and unfortunately For Honor has kind of died down a bit in a lot of ways. But my second video asking who the hell is Davis, the character that was randomly referenced throughout the whole thing, completely innocuous video. Looking at that, when I then come and ask for a review on that, or any other video that hasn't already had it been manually confirmed, apparently, whenever I come and I take a look at those and I look into it and go, right, so please actually let a human have a look at this. Before, when I've done that, before these changes were made, they would come in and they would within maybe a couple of days, I'd get a message back and it would be like, okay, fair enough, yeah, we've actually watched the video now and the algorithm was wrong and we've corrected it. We've put the monetization back on the video and it's still completely available to whoever and wherever. But then you look at this now with this new system and the way that it's gone through the entire back catalogue of videos to kind of re-examine each and every one. And it's flagged these ones seemingly for no reason whatsoever. And yet, then, now, if I go and click on one of them, so let's go and take a look at the For Honor video that I just mentioned. So I take a look at this and it goes that now they're only going to be reviewing videos with at least 1,000 views in the last 7 days. So for older videos that they've gone back and completely like rumbled over and now the algorithm has changed it for them, well, those videos are now potentially going to be suppressed in the algorithm, removed entirely from certain searches, and they're being demonetized for anyone that does find them. Now, whilst I realise that this is going to, again, hurt the smaller YouTubers the most, like myself who don't get that many views overall per video necessarily, unless it's kind of one that sticks out, and we're trying to work out how to capitalize on that and engage with people more is an interesting thing to try. But the problem that I see here is with some of these videos that are older, then they're not going to get the 1,000 views over the 7 days necessarily because they're older. People might be getting redirected to them occasionally, but especially if they're on an older game that's not being brought up for any reason, or on a topic that isn't necessarily evergreen, that has a limited time period of relevance, like some of the news stories that we've talked about, or some of the various other kind of current affairs and political issues that we've addressed in some videos and we've had a little chat about. You know, those videos now, let's say they get brought back into relevance for some reason and people start looking for those videos again. If they've been suppressed in the algorithm, if they've been hidden, if they've been removed entirely, all because the ads have been removed and the algorithm has decided that that people shouldn't be seeing this, and a human hasn't gone and checked that out, then potentially all you're doing is kind of limiting the potential for old videos to continue to earn, not just for the YouTubers, but for YouTube and Google itself. But then here's the other issue that I see. So new videos that get flagged instantly when they're uploaded under this new system. So they've been put up, the algorithm has flagged them, which means potentially, well, they won't be monetized to the same extent, and then potentially the algorithm will hide them, suppress them, delete them entirely in some instances. And I'm not saying that in certain instances, for example, actual terrorism kind of propaganda videos, fair enough. Those things have no place anywhere. But in regards to a news story that is covering those things, considering YouTube has been turned into that kind of platform where you can look for any kind of entertainment you would want, bar basically pornography, it's having a way to distinguish between the propaganda and the news stories, and you're not going to be able to get an algorithm to do that 100% of the time anyway. But these new videos that are being put up and then instantly suppressed, well, they could be important. They could be, as was raised by a couple of individuals, they could be people in war-torn countries raising the various issues and human rights violations and other things that they are seeing in their countries and bringing them to the kind of international public stage via the internet. And so suppressing them instantly means that you're just brushing things under the rug. Furthermore, for both YouTube and the YouTubers, the creators on the platform, suppressing videos like this isn't going to help anybody, especially if there's no human involved able to address it. Also, especially after the Google diversity memo fiasco, one of the things that I feel kind of interested to see the fallout of and raise the issue on is that, if considering Google, we can see that Google has a kind of political slant in various different ways, and we can see that YouTube does as well, considering the comments of the YouTube CEO on that memo. And so with some of the videos that have been removed or demonetized in this way, kind of, I'm looking at it and I'm going, if the algorithm's done it but then it's been confirmed by a human afterwards, what's to say that human was impartial? What's to say that that human was following a good set of criteria other than not? You know, the level of, or the lacking level of transparency with YouTube and for its creators, when you don't necessarily need to know what the algorithm is going to do every time, how it's going to organize searches and things like that. that would be maybe helpful for people looking to grow, but at the same time you don't need to know that. What you do need to know is what is allowed and not allowed, what criteria you're going to be judged on, and the airy-fairy list of things in their terms of service so far just not up to scratch, because they are so open to interpretation that anyone coming in from any different angle could potentially just, one person could go, yes, this is absolutely fine, and another person could go, no, this is terrible, remove it. And you can't have that. On a platform where you've got so many people and you've got so much content coming in, everything needs to be judged evenly and equally. But it's just, again, the mind kind of boggles when I come to look at this, and it's like, you're only ever harming yourself by doing this. YouTube, you are harming yourself by doing this. You are potentially suppressing popular and interesting content. You are potentially suppressing important content. You are potentially disincentivizing people to come to your platform as new talent. You aren't supporting the small people who don't already have a large subscriber base, considering that just a game about zombies, of which there are so many, is being demonetized for absolutely no reason. And yet, me coming and saying, please take a look at this, they go, you need to have hit 1,000 views over 7 days before that even becomes a thing. And it's like, okay, so if I'm building towards that, and if some of my videos have managed that, then great. But that's not going to be every video. That's unrealistic. And there needs to be, there is an ebb and flow in people. For instance, the week before I left, I got a couple of new subscribers, and I had maybe another couple of thousand views across the whole channel. The week that I was away, for whatever reason, possibly because people are coming back off holidays that they've been on, because it's coming towards the end of the school holidays, possibly because there was new stuff out around certain games, because that's the way I was covering it. Maybe it was because I wasn't putting up as many videos over the whole week because I was away and I hadn't had the time to do all of the videos that I wanted to do. Whatever, regardless of what it is, I'm going to need to dive into that and maybe see what you guys were interested in and where those new subscribers and new views were coming from. Also, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for coming and joining me in the various conversations and the fun that we have. I'll take a breath. But the thing that stands out is that was an ebb and flow that I couldn't necessarily predict. You know, I didn't know that I would get more subscribers this week just gone than the week before, because, you know, I wasn't always getting the same people coming and watching the same videos over and over and over again. You know, looking at the analytics, looking at the patterns, they are there, but at the same time, like, sometimes it's hard to capitalize on them. Sometimes it's a difficult thing to work around. You know, what was it? Was it the thumbnail that brought people in? Was it the title? Was it the fact that it was just another video from me on that thing and they liked the last one that they saw? Are they a subscriber? So when they see the video in their subscription feed, or if they've decided to turn on notifications for me, again, if you have, then thank you very much. But was that what kind of passed it along to them? And that's why they ended up watching it, even if they didn't watch the entire video, even if they watched half of it or something like that. You know, was it a video that when people started watching, they found it engaging and they stuck with it? You know, all of those things are things that I need to pay attention to and capitalize on, but that none of those things can necessarily be easily predicted, and also none of those things are going to be helped by some of my videos being suppressed. Like, the monetization thing at the moment, like, yeah, the added money would be helpful, arguably, but at the same time, I'm not making, you know, I've not been paid by YouTube at all yet. I've not hit their payout threshold, and yet I've still been here for nearly a year now, and I'm still going to continue to do these videos and go through things with you guys, because it's something that I'm interested in doing, it's something that I feel is helping people, and it's something that I want to build on into more things. So I'm not going to be discouraged, but at the same time, YouTube supporting people like myself that are trying to work these things out, trying to get places, by giving us a fair shout at what we should put into a video, what we shouldn't put into a video, why our videos are being demonetized, and also not being so sneaky as to not tell us when they are demonetized. I've had no emails from YouTube, I've had no messages from YouTube, no notifications on the site or anything like that to suggest that those videos were demonetized, but either brought into question and limited, or completely removed from monetization. And so why was that? I've not had any reasons, I've not had any notifications. If I hadn't come back and gone through the first like 3 or 4 pages of my videos to find all of those little yellow and black dollar signs, then I wouldn't have gone through my entire channel and found out which ones had needed to be appealed, brought into question, and asked for further review. You know, it's a really weird and interesting kind of way that they've decided to do this, because again, as I've said before, YouTube should be surely like an open mic night at a comedy club. Yeah, the comedy club has big names, and those big names bring in the big money. But then you've got your open mic nights that allow you to see that new talent, and if there's a piece of popular new talent, you can offer them their first big kind of gig, and if that goes well, then eventually you build a better reputation and you can churn out a continuous flow of talent that enriches you by using your venue as kind of a main stomping ground, give them promoting it as a place where they got started, you know, all of those kind of things. And yet that person isn't going to be there forever. They will move on, but you've then got that reputation, you've got that money, you've got potential returns from them and things like that to keep building from. YouTube isn't doing that. YouTube at the moment is very much kind of trying to lift up the big names that are already big, trying to bring in other big names, but the actual cycle of talent, the thing that the YouTube CEO said a little while ago about YouTube being where kind of people come to be people and people come to watch people, it's not about polish and shine all the time. Well, great. Well, how about you let that happen? How about you support that happening through your economic policies based around your site? Maybe that would be an idea. Maybe that cycle of talent, that change in kind of framing and perspective of how you're viewing your own platform would only ever be helpful to you. But hey, that's my 2 cents, and that's also why if some of my videos the you guys enjoy suddenly seem to start dropping off, it's because their algorithm has started doing stupid shit. I mean, I watched over the last couple of days, I've seen other creators, including people like Philip DeFranco, saying that like 10% of the vlogs from their like behind the scenes vlog channel had been kind of pulled down or demonetized or whatever, limited. And it's like, okay, fine, but then why? What was it in the? Because those videos are completely innocuous. They're doing like food. They're trying out food. They're going to see movies. They're just chatting around the office. How is that a bad thing? How is that something that needs to be limited and that is not kind of open to kind of advertisers? It's what advertisers show in their adverts half the time. People prattling around. But hey ho, such is life. But as said, if things start disappearing off the channel to one extent or another, then or disappearing from you guys seeing them, for those of you that have subscribed, then my thoughts would be use the notification bell to get more of a notification of when stuff comes up from me. Follow me on the other social media, that the links down below there. I post all of the links to videos on both Facebook and Twitter as well. So, you know, you'll be able to see those if you want to keep up. But otherwise, you know, in regards to viewers keeping an eye on this as well, because it will affect you guys in the end. Eventually, your favorite creators will start to move away, or they will start to find other opportunities that are better than YouTube in various ways, because YouTube is doing this to big and small. But it's the fact that those people will disappear, and then this platform will start to dry up, because you won't get the cycle of talent, or the cycle of talent that you do get will be so completely removed from quality content that, who knows? It won't be what you're looking for anymore. It will be very, very sterile. It will be very, very kind of narrow in its focus, which is one of the things that I think YouTube has as a great strength. You want to talk about YouTube and Google diversity? Take a look at YouTube. You've got people from all walks of life, all interests, all areas, in terms of politics, in terms of nationality. You've got them all coming to this place and uploading their lives in various ways, be it their interests, be it vlogs of what they're actually doing, be it stuff like me with my coaching stuff, where it's stuff that I'm specializing in, that I've worked through, that I'm working with people on, that I want to bring to you guys to help. Whether it's how-to videos or kids cartoons for helping you keep your kid entertained or keeping yourself entertained, whatever. Look at this platform. That is true diversity. You've had all walks of life come to this one place to engage with as many people as they can get to. And yet, for some reason, Google, maybe again as a kind of indication that what was in that diversity memo and the echo chamber and things like that it mentioned, maybe again demonstrating that there's something to that, in the way that then YouTube and Google haven't looked at this economic policy, which quite frankly the monetization and the algorithm and all that kind of thing, they're all economic policies for the site. The terms of service boil down to an economic policy for the site. And so, why aren't they having a good look at that and making it work for everybody, considering that they've got this huge swathe of people from across the entire planet using their platform? Is it a daunting task? Absolutely. Is it hard? Very much so. But with the right mindset, is it doable? I would believe so. Having an algorithm that flags the worst of the worst, fine. Having an algorithm that can kind of query stuff, sure. But in the area where you're querying things, that's where human review needs to come in, and it needs to be very strict. Not in terms of once it's done, but in terms of the people who are reviewing that content need to have very strict and very specific criteria, and we as creators need to be made aware of what those criteria are. That, in broad strokes, is not a difficult thing to do. The hard part would be the implementation of it, considering the amount of content that we're talking about here. But starting out with that difference in framing, starting out with that different way of working, starting out with the specifics, that's the easiest part of the job, and it's the part that is also the most important. So I can only hope that maybe someone at YouTube sees this video and actually listens to it before demonetizing it. But saying that, they've not demonetized some of the other YouTube criticism that I've done before. But either way, guys, let me know what you guys think about the way that things are kind of rolling on with YouTube, both in terms of monetization, whether or not you feel that they need to be much stricter, not as strict, if they should just leave it open like it used to be, or if, like me, you feel that there needs to be some filtering, sure, but where the point of view should be on, for YouTube, the cycle of talent as a business, not purely shitting on people that they either disagree with or agree with, or just believing that their machine learning is enough to do the job of a person. But either way, let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. I'm really interested, considering also that you guys are the reason that I'm doing this. Every nice comment, even every nasty comment that I've gotten, or snide comment, or whatever, that engagement with you guys is why I'm doing this, and trying to help you guys with the coaching stuff, trying to exemplify it with some of the gaming stuff, and the bits in between that are just interesting to me, like commentary on the news, or commentary on certain areas of gaming, or just playing games that I really wanted to play and share with people. So, you know, I'm probably going to continue doing State of Decay. You'll probably see another one of those videos later this week. It'll probably get demonetized, but at the same time, you know, it's a game that I want to play and share with you guys, because especially I'm really excited for number 2, and there we go. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this talk interesting, then please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.